Hello everybody and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always got something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
And I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog. And today, guys, we're going to be looking at Corbin Burnes. He is not too happy with his current squad right now. So, hey, what about the Blue Jays? Could we be a team looking at trading for ace pitcher Corbin Burnes? We're going to talk about that, talk about some packages, talk about everything, the rumors surrounding him in this video. Before we do, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Is Corbin Burnes a viable option for the Toronto Blue Jays? And if not the Blue Jays, where do you think he's gonna go? All right, bro, let's get straight into it. So the reason that this video is even happening, the reason that conversations of a Corbin Burnes trade is even circulating is because the arbitration process between Mr. Corbin Burnes and between the Milwaukee Brewers, it did not go so well. It did not go so well at all.
No, literally, Corbin Burnes and the Milwaukee Brewers, this is what you got to do in an arbitration process, folks. You got to convince the arbitrator that the other team, the other side, sucks. So what does the team got to do? Convince that Corbin Burnes sucks. And he was apparently accused of being the reason why they missed postseason last year. And of course, we're going to get into this guy's stats and explain how ridiculous that is. But this whole process basically gives negative feelings to both sides. I mean, look, if I'm a star player and my team is doing everything in their power to save money by convincing an arbitrator why I'm bad, I'd feel like crap.
Yes.
I feel like absolute crap, right?
Absolutely. And I think that it's even more so, like it's enhanced in this situation because it's Corbin Burnes, man. And if you're Corbin Burnes and you've been doing what he's done for the last 3 years, this is a chart right here indicating the WAR leaders among pitchers in the last 3 years. He's number one.
Oh, yeah.
If you're doing that, you're putting yourself out there 110% every single outing. You know, you haven't been injured. You're training hard. You want to win, all of that stuff. And they still tell you that what you're doing is not good enough. That you are the reason, a prominent reason that we did not make playoffs.
It's ridiculous.
It's just so much more disrespectful because it's like, well, I don't know what else I can do for you.
Look, we gotta jump to these numbers right here. We talked about this on the last podcast, but like 2.94 ERA, a WHIP of 0.965. Like this guy is doing everything in his power, like Nick's saying, to win you a game or to win you a friggin' chip. 33 game start. Like most pitchers, when healthy, get 62. You know what? He said, I'm gonna give you 63. I'm gonna do everything possible. So the fact that they said that is ridiculous, and I think that is, quote unquote, I'm purposely using a pun, it's burning a bridge right now.
For sure, man. And I mean, it really, like, to put this in kind of a metaphor fashion, it feels like, you know, it's a relationship going on right now, and you and your girlfriend right now, you're doing everything, bro. You're doing everything you can to make it right, and it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. So with all of that being said, Burnes, he's not happy right now. And if the Milwaukee Brewers are not willing to pay him all of the money in the world, I just don't see a reality where he is going to be on that team in a few seasons. When you look at the contract here, guys, he's got 2 years left on his deal. So still 4 teams looking to acquire a Corbin Burnes. Very valuable, right? Like this could literally be 2 years of the most valuable pitcher,
100%.
Cy Young on your squad. Like this guy will take your team from where it is right now and just boom, there's an additional 5 wins for you because that's just how damn good I am at baseball.
For sure.
Do you think the Blue Jays have a shot at trading for Corbin Burnes? Is there any reality where they would be interested? And then, you know, if that reality is yes, then what would we need to give up for?
Well, I think the first thing to look at is could the Blue Jays acquire, maybe like look into Corbin Burnes? Yes. Could we absolutely trade for Corbin Burnes? I think there's some scenarios that paint that. Let me start with one scenario where, look, all of our pitchers, we're in the season right now. All of our pitchers are healthy. We're doing great stuff. This looks like it's going to be the year. Are we going to ship off all of our prospect capital to get Corbin Burnes? I don't think so. Because why? Because Corbin Burnes is going to cost a crap low. Look, especially because if all of our guys are healthy and doing great stuff, we're not that desperate. They're all kicking ass. We all got great ERAs. Like, we're all feeling good. I think more likely we get a trade for a complimentary piece at 5th spot rather than trade for a superstar like Corbin Burnes. Because why? If we go look at it here, I'll pull it up. We got a trade simulator right here. And obviously trade simulator, baseball trade simulators is not that accurate. It's very skewed because if you look at this example right here, in a situation where the Blue Jays are trading for Corbin Burnes, we'd have to give up. First of all, Ricky Tiedeman's involved 100%. Like you're trading away a superstar starting pitcher. You're hopefully going to get back a superstar starting pitcher in return. Maybe someone who can play for you right now. Santiago Espinal, Burnes. The Brewers like their defense. You got to give up another pitcher. Zuletta's in the top 5. Toman's in the top 5. Those are going to be major prospects. 1, 4, and 5. I think that's going to be a bare minimum to get Corbin Burnes. That's going to burn our system. So if we're not desperate enough, I don't think we do it. However, if we are desperate enough, we got some people going down with injuries. Manoah's down. Maybe Jose Barrios is doing bad. But we're right there on the cusp. I think we might get desperate enough to do it.
See, it's interesting. I'm actually kind of the opposite of you in the way of thinking. And the reason is because if we're injured and we're dropping games right now, I feel like they're not going to have enough confidence to ship off that prospect capital. But I think if your first scenario that you're saying is we're actually doing really good and this is looking like the year and it's like, holy shit, maybe we could win the freaking World Series. I feel like that is a more interesting scenario for you trading for a guy like Corbin Burnes to push you further over the edge, knock these Yankees out of town, and we'll go to World Series.
Let me blend the two scenarios. Our offense is popping off. Our defense is looking great. Our bullpen is killing it. But our rotation, maybe we do miss a Kevin Gausman. Like I'm talking like one of the big guys have to go down. Right? Like Bassett, Gausman, Manoah. Right. And it's like, crap, we were doing so good. It's July and we lost one of these guys. We need someone to replace him now. Yeah. Right? Trading Corbin Burnes might be a good option. And then maybe in September, one of those guys will come back and our rotation will be even bolstered. I'm just worried that this Corbin Burnes trade is going to murder our farm system.
It would murder it. It would definitely mean, for sure, and we've talked about this before, the Blue Jays have already kind of been going down this route. Like, let's face it, we've been choosing the choice of this is our window now. That is the choice that we've made a lot of times. We are kind of liberal with our prospects, shipping them off as bullets. But we are now definitely, the prospect system is depleted. Right. So one more big trade, and it is fully, if it's not now, it's going to be 10 years from now, maybe, right? So, like, that's the choice that you make if you go and you trade for a Corbin Burnes, which I'm not coming out and immediately shutting down because, again, if we win a World Series, I don't care. I don't care, right? If Corbin Burnes is the piece, and again, we just showed it, he has been the best pitcher in baseball in the last 3 years. Literally the guy to own in baseball in the last 3 years. So obviously you're going to get value. And if he's pitching at a Cy Young level, if he's pitching at Cy Young caliber, I mean, like, of course I'm going to be extremely over the moon to have him on the team.
For sure.
I think that at the end of the day, though, the Toronto Blue Jays, we're not going to be the squad that outbids for him. I think that we're going to be on the phone. I think that we're going to call them up. I mean, we'd be ignorant. We'd be stupid not to. Again, he's an incredible pitcher, right? And I think that we will have actually serious conversations, just talking about it, feeling them out. But at the end of the day, a Texas Rangers, Dodgers, like an LA Dodgers,
New York Yankees,
a San Diego Padres, it feels like one of those teams are gonna outbid us, are gonna want it a little bit more, and be in a position where it just makes a little bit more sense for them to go. Can you imagine the Padres if they get Corbin fucking Burnes?
Oh, I know.
That's changed their team entirely.
But that's the thing is, like, I think the Blue Jays. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe the Blue Jays proved me completely wrong this season. But I think we're more of a conservative buyer. We do things smart, analytically. We do it with strategy, right? And trading all these players for better defensive players this offseason. That was on purpose. We had a plan and we executed it. Whereas, like, you got the New York Mets of the world just saying, money, 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 money. Here you go. Just come. We don't care. Padres, same thing. Money, 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 money. We don't care. Come. Join our team. Make our team amazing. Where our team, it's like we have the pieces set up to have a World Series run. If they're working, are we going to blow the farm system and say just pile on players if they're all popping off? I don't know. This would be a season to prove it to me. Because in the last few seasons, we traded for Burrios. That was calculated. We knew we wanted to sign him back because we needed a guy with that kind of longevity and history in his career, and we signed him back. That's all purposeful, right? Matt Chapman, that's a purposeful trade. We want to get that defense. We're giving up a little bit. This is a blockbuster that we haven't ever seen before.
I hear what you're saying, but also too, I mean, I think that, and just to play devil's advocate here, to tell you the other side. You trade for a guy who's won Cy Young, been the most valuable player at his position. That's pretty purposeful, in my opinion. The purpose is we just acquired the best player at his position. He is going to win more games than any other player on our roster is going to do so.
But then on the other side is it worth the prospect capital? I know a lot of people are saying screw prospects. We don't know how they're going to develop. But like trading away some of the best prospects, like literally, I do think it's going to be Zuleta involved. I do think it's going to be Tiedemann. I do think it's going to be Hanger.
To even get them on the phone, it'd have to.
You have to have your top 3 of your 5. And like even our prospect pool isn't that flashy compared to other prospect pools. So I think that has to be minimum. Are they going to do it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a tough one to evaluate, man. Like unless you're literally like on a fly on the wall on Ross and Mark's office, we're never gonna know.
Right.
I think ultimately to sum this video up, I think we can both agree Corbin Burnes is an extremely special talent. We would love to have him on the Toronto Blue Jays. If there is a reality where we can get him without giving up a crap load of the farm system, pull the trigger immediately. If you get to the place though that you're starting to, tack on every single guy, the thing for me is I want to be like 10 games above the Yankees. If we are for me, if we're like kicking ass and we're in the top 3, it's midseason right now. The World Series rankings have come out, and the Toronto Blue Jays are top three. I say, fuck it. Let's win this goddamn thing. That's my thing. I'm saying, screw this. Let's win this thing. Get the best guy possible, and let's win a chip. But if that's not happening for me, then I feel like we gotta do the more conservative buy. And that's my opinion.
I hear that. All right, guys, you let us know in the comments down below. Do you want to trade for Corbin Burnes? Because you probably should want to trade for Corbin Burnes. And what would you give up for him? And do you think the Blue Jays are actually going to do it?
Also, please hit the like and subscribe button. And $3 a month become a Patreon membership. And to get every single one of our current Patreon members, you guys are awesome. As well as our YouTube members. Get some sweet emojis on there if you hop on. So you definitely want to check it out.
And guys, thank you so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!